Time for another update from the city of New Hope, and the mayor is with us, Kathi Hemken. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
Hi, Dave. Just fine, thanks.
Thanks for being with us, and happy Memorial Day weekend passed. I know you were out of town, so hope you had a great time. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in the city. A lot going on. We begin looking way ahead at the budget process for 2022. Does it start right now? And if so, how does it start?
Well, it has just started, and I can't believe it. It's just June, and already they're starting to plan for the end of the year. But it takes a long time to do that. So the first thing they do is they look at what the wages might be, because that's a big factor in the budget. So they looked at the possible wages, what people are going to need, what the staff is going to need in the next year, and they start getting those numbers, getting those estimates, putting that in, come back and say, nah, you can't have that, that's too much. And so they're starting to just go through that process. It's very lengthy to do that and get a budget that actually works. We're real fortunate. We do a real good job on our budgeting, and staff stays pretty close to what they've estimated. So and Kirk McDonald is fabulous. He goes through that budget line by line and says, no, yes, yes, yes.
Well, as we go through that process with the city, we'll keep people up to date here on the updates. Let's talk about the Rave Awards, something fun for residents each year. Tell us again what this is and what the timing is for people to get involved.
Well, the Rave Award is something, by the way, Rave has absolutely no acronym.
Okay.
It's just we're going to rave about the property.
Mm-hmm.
When people do go the extra mile to make their outside or their inside look better, just to keep the housing stock up, we give something called the Rave Award out. Now you can nominate yourself, you can nominate your neighbor. You happen to go in your neighbor's house and there's a beautiful remodel being done. Please nominate them. Mm-hmm. You do that by going online, or you can actually go into City Hall and do it. We're advertising it all over the place. You go in and you nominate whoever, and then there's a staff of people, volunteers, who go out and look at these projects and decide who to give the Rave Award to. You have until the 23rd of July to nominate somebody, and then they'll go through, and probably early August they'll go out and look at what's there. They moved it up a little bit because what happens if you've done outside work, you really don't want people come judging that the end of August. It's a little late. Right. You want to see the gardens when they're in full bloom. So they moved the whole process up just a little bit so they could see the outside work that's been done. It's really some fantastic pictures and seeing what's been done around the city.
Yeah, lots of handy people. And again, the city's website, newhopemn.gov. If you want to find out more about that contest and get things entered up, you can do that there. Scattered site housing, we have a property to update residents on. It looks like a little bit of a delay has happened.
Well, the property on Aquila, that's the property that had the fire. The demolition got stalled just a little bit for various reasons, but is back on track. All the utilities have been shut off. They've got a few other things they have to do, and then demo will start again. So they're still looking at mid-June to have it totally demoed, and then out the contract to a developer who will put a house there.
We have a new business to let residents know about. Tell us what the business is and where people can find it.
A+ Dollar Store is coming in right next to Bruegger Bagels on 36th and Winnetka, and so they should be opening the end of the month. Stop in. Anytime we get a new business in New Hope is a good thing.
Yes.
So after you have lunch at Frankie's and coffee at Bruegger Bagel, you can go to the dollar store and shop a little bit.
Sounds like a plan of a day. Windsor Ridge, we've talked a lot about that process over the past year or a couple of years. It has been fantastic properties going up there. Tell us what the latest update is. It's good news for the city. It
is. Just to remind people, Windsor Ridge is on about 54th and Sumter, I believe. It's 8.7 acres. It was a 32-home development. 31 of those homes have been started. They just issued the last set of plans for the 32nd home. The average house that's been sold is $412,000. So it's a beautiful, beautiful addition to the city. And it's about a year ahead of time. And everybody knows what's happening to the housing market right now. The houses are selling just about as fast as they can build them.
Right. Fantastic news. Let's move to the police department. A few items to update residents on here. First is Meals on Wheels. It sounds like the process with the police continues on there in a very happy way.
It does. So we still have 2 police officers that are going out delivering Meals on Wheels once a week. The officers are loving it. The people who are getting the meals are loving it. This is just a win-win all over. Our police department is actually trying to get out as much as they can. They're doing a lot of driveway meetings, if you will. Well, they'll just go show up and talk to residents. They want to go to apartment buildings and have barbecues. The more they can interact with the public, the better.
And another way the police will get out is what they're planning ahead for. That is National Night Out. What is the night and what happens that night? How can residents get involved?
So this, we didn't do it last year. We just couldn't because of what was going on. It's the first Tuesday in August, so it'll be August 3rd. They're actually planning to do National Night Out. So you can go online and you can sign up for your house if you're going to have a party. You can also request people to come out. So if they want the canine to come, if they want the fire truck to come, if they want me to come, they have to actually request that.
Okay.
Because they put me and my city manager in a car with the police chief, and we drive around, and we're not allowed to go anywhere we're not invited.
Got it.
We have to be invited, but it gives the police department a chance to get out and talk to residents again. It's really exciting that this is so close to getting back to normal. August 3rd.
New Hope's website, newhopemn.gov. Once again, you can find out ways to sign up and get your block going for one of the National Night Out parties. Body cams. We wanted to spend a minute, Mayor, giving people an update on the body cameras. We've mentioned it a few times here. Again, how are the body cams going to be used in the city of New Hope, and what is the update on the progress?
First of all, I want to tell people this city council is fully supportive of our police department. We want to do everything we can to keep them safe and to keep our residents safe whenever we can. So the body cams, originally we had wanted to buy half of them one year and half the other year. Well, our new police chief says, it really makes sense if we can train them all and get them all at the same time on the police officers. So in June, we'll be getting the body cameras. Some of them will go on our officers so they can do a pilot. There's a lot more than just taking the picture. It has to be able to be downloaded. It has to be accessible. They have to make sure they work, all that stuff. And so they're doing this pilot in June. They think by early August, they should have the body cams on all of the officers.
Let's move over to Public Works. A quick update here on fire hydrants. You might see some coming out of the ground, but it is for a good purpose. What is happening there?
Well, no new ones, but
Okay.
Some of the fire hydrants around, especially the ones in cul-de-sacs, don't seem to be working real well. So they're replacing a few of the fire hydrants. And if you see them doing that, it looks worse than it is.
Okay.
A lot of times they have to drain them and flush them, and then they put the new one in. So it's a little bit of a process, but they are repairing the ones. If you happen to have a fire hydrant that you don't think is working, call the fire department, West Metro, and tell them, and they'll come out and have a little look at it.
One other update from Public Works, Corner Park. Work continues to go there, moving towards something new and exciting. What is happening at Corner Park?
Corner Park is about on 46th and Winnetka. And this was the park, the oldest park we take and we redo the play equipment. Typically, we invite the neighbors in to give us an idea of what they think should be at that park. We have a budget and we let them know what the budget is and what's available at that budget. The reason we do that is because in the 20 years between the updates of the park, the kids grow up. Mm-hmm. And so the age of the kids that were there when they first put the equipment in might have changed dramatically.
Sure.
So the old Corner Park equipment is down. Somebody asked if we could auction it off or resell it. We can't because of safety issues. Okay. So they'll take that down. They've got the new equipment ordered. That should be going up shortly. So you'll see a little activity going there. They're also making it accessible for handicap. So that's just part of the whole process of replacing it. So
all right.
that equipment will go up soon.
Excellent. Exciting things coming. Street infrastructure improvements. We want to give residents an update. How are things moving along in this area?
This is the area around Lions Park. They had to do some serious grading on Oregon and between 38th and 39th to fix some water main breaks. All of the streets have been reclaimed, I guess they'd call it. Okay. So they're down to like dirt, and they'll be putting in the rest of the utilities in the next couple of weeks, and then they should be done by the end of July on the repaving.
Let's talk about sidewalks throughout the city. You've got the streets under repair, and now sidewalks, a little extra help to make sure they're safe and people don't trip. Tell us a little bit about this project.
Well, there's a company called, don't know what it is
Safe
exactly.
Step.
Safe Step, thank you.
Mhm.
So they will be walking around, looking at the sidewalks that have kind of lifted up because of the tree roots or just the thawing and freezing. And so they'll go around and indicate the sidewalks that need to be repaired so we don't have any accidents on that. Now, what I'm asking residents to do, if you have a sidewalk that really needs repair in front of your house, would you call the city, please, and tell them, even though this group is walking around looking, they may miss something.
Sure.
They may not realize there's a sidewalk there, or they just miss it. So we really appreciate if people would call and say, come look at my sidewalk. I think it needs to be repaired.
All right, let's move ahead to Park and Recreation. A lot happening here. And one event just happened, which was the kickoff to a new area to enjoy outdoor music. How did the concert go?
Well, we put in that performance center. And when we did that, we decided that we were going to do more than just the plays. And so this last weekend, they had the Percolators there. It's a band, and there were about 100 people. It was really fun. People were dancing. So,
very good.
they were singing and clapping and dancing, so it was fun.
Yes.
So go into your In Motion. It tells you when the next music concert is. It'll tell you when the movies in the park are. It'll also talk a little bit about the play that's coming back, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Mhm.
And it's a comedy. And that should be the last 2 weekends in July and the first weekend in August, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. They're asking for a $4 donation,
Okay.
but it's a free will donation, and something for the food shelf if you wish. Now remember, we don't have risers anymore, and so you can't sit in the stands. You have to bring your own chairs or blankets to sit on the grass. But we're going to be using that performance center as much as we can.
Yeah.
I did ask them if outside groups could use that, and they said, Park and Rec said, not this year. They need to figure out how it's working, how they can schedule it better. So this year, our first year, we're kind of limiting just to these actual scheduled performances that they have there.
All right.
But there's a lot of them, and they're free.
There is a lot. Civic Center Park, the place to be. We're going to tell you about the pool in just a minute here, but let's talk softball for a second. The weather has been kind to the softball teams, I understand.
Very kind. So the adult softball leagues are up and running, and they haven't had a single game canceled because of rain. And not that it hasn't rained, but I think they've just gotten lucky and had them on the right days. Of course, there'll be a softball tournament with the new heydays, which is the old Duck Duck days. And that will be in mid-July. So again, you can go into your In Motion or go online and see where those games are and the times of those games.
Speaking of Civic Center Park, let's talk about some cameras that are going up there and some signs associated with them. Tell us about the need here and what you want residents to know.
So they're putting up signs that say there's a camera in operation in various places in Civic Center Park. We've had a little vandalism down there, and we really need to put a stop to that. So cameras are going up, and we want to remind people that we have a beautiful facility, and please don't let anybody wreck it. So if you see something that's going on that you don't think that should be going on, please let us know. You can do that by calling 911 or tip 411.
Okay.
911 if there's actually something going on that shouldn't be, because then the police will get out there right away. And we never, ever reveal who made the call.
Very good. Let's move over to the golf course. A quick update here on the plant sale. Things are still going strong and lots of money coming in to help the course out. Tell us how that is going.
Well, so far, as of last Friday, they've taken in $1,130 on this plant sale.
Great.
They said they'd have the plant sale the 4th of June. I was over there today, and the plants are looking really good.
Good.
They're getting, some of them are even blooming. So it's time to go get your plants, and they're quite reasonable. I don't think we're going to have another frost. I think we're good. I hope.
Let's hope so.
This money has been used to buy more flowers and trees for the golf course, and just be used for little things around the course that we'd like to have done.
Very nice. Let's move back to the aquatic park at the Civic Center Park. Tell us about some of the plans here. The opening is oh so close.
On the 2nd of June, there's a ribbon cutting, and that's mostly for the legislators that worked so hard to get us the extra money, the swim teams that were giving us money, the contractors, the city council, the staff. they're doing this ribbon cutting then, and they'll have an open house then. And this is by invitation only. And then on the 5th of June, that's Saturday, the pool actually opens.
Mhm.
Now, this is a very nice facility that sat there all year long
Right.
because we couldn't open it because of COVID. So now they're ready to open. The other thing I want to mention is that we're still in need of some lifeguards, and we're doing some lifeguard certification in-house. The guy who's running the pool is doing this certification. So if you have any ideas that you'd like to be a lifeguard and you know how to swim, you probably can get certified by that and have a nice summer job.
Very nice. Final note we want to pass along is dates to put on your calendar in June, the June 18th, the 19th, a lot happening here with food, garage sales, and a market. Tell us about that big weekend that's going to keep residents busy.
It is. Well, let's back up to the food trucks.
Okay.
Starting last week, every Friday from 11 to 2, there will be at least 5 food trucks parked in the Civic Center parking lot.
Mhm.
So you can go get some food, just kind of hang out in there. Well, those trucks will be there all of June and July. Now, what's happening on the 18th and 19th of June? On the 18th and 19th is the citywide garage sale. So you can go online and register your house if you're going to have a garage sale. It will go on an interactive map, and you can print out that map and see where all the garage sales are around the city.
Right.
The other thing that's happening on the 19th of June is the farmer's market is opening. So you can go there and get your vegetables, then go garage sailing, and then there'll be a few food trucks at the farmer's market,
Okay.
but not as many as there'll be on the Friday.
All right. So as always, a lot happening in the city of New Hope. And again, if you want to find out more, go to the city's webpage, newhopemn.gov. Mayor, thanks so much again for your time. Look forward to talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Dave. Have a happy June.
You too. Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.